Peace reflections. You are over here with Tarithia. You over here with Tarithia, baby. And I have my whole crew with me. We finna go back when reflection. We finna go back when, baby. We finna go back over here to good times. Yes, we finna go over here to good times reflection. Now, we all know that Netflix has a revamped version of Good Times, okay? And a lot of fans have a lot to say about this revamped version of Good Times reflection. Some have some good to say, but most don't. Okay. Now remember, everything in this video is alleged. This can be a little triggering, especially to the fans of the original TV series Good Times. For everyone who don't know, my millennia babies, hopefully after this video you will have a better insight of to the TV show Good Times. Okay, a lot of people don't know about the older version of Good Times. They just know about this new revamped version that has came out on Netflix. Okay, and a lot of people think that this new vamped version, it is a horrible depiction of the original TV series Good Times, okay, which stood on family beliefs, or did it really? All right, so after this video, make sure you drop in the comments, let me know what you think. Reflection, do you agree, do you disagree, do you like the new version of Good Times? Okay, what do you think about it? All right, so with that being said, make sure to hit the like button, reflection, because it lets everyone know that we have officially landed and we are over here talking about them good times, baby. We are talking about Good Times, okay? And for everyone who don't know about the TV series Good Times, well, get in your seat, roll up, hoe up, whatever it is you do, because you know how I do. When I get over here with my crew, you know how we do reflections.
Time carefully selecting the right pieces of a puzzle that will fit together organically and authentically when building the cast of a new show. This happened when Esther Rolle was offered her own spin-off sitcom after appearing in the show Maude for nearly 30 episodes between 1972 and 1974. Good Times began airing in 1974 and was television's first black sitcom to present a two-parent family. This milestone was due, in no small part, to Esther Rolle, who played the family's stern yet loving matriarch, Florida Evans. Aside from her immense talent and beautiful rusty voice, Rolle was known for her strong will. When cast for her role on Good Times, she would not agree to take the part unless a father was added to the show. Esther grew up in a large family where the father was present, she told Ebony magazine in 1978. "I had a good father. I wanted the characters to portray a family as mine did."
All right, reflection, hit the like and subscribe. But now a lot of people had a lot of things to say about the mother in Good Times too. A lot of people said she was a hater. They were saying she was a hater. Listen, I don't have a dog in the fight, reflection, but I was looking a little sideways at her ass on a couple of episodes when I was going back doing my research, reflection. I said, hold on now, baby. Was you trying to take them to the other side? What you was over there doing, baby? Was you trying to put them back into the matrix? Hit the like and subscribe button, reflection. We are over here talking about Good Times.
He was risky, as the show's producer Norman Lear was pretty adamant about not having a father in the sitcom. Not only that, but because the series was built around the character Florida Evans, Rolle approached Lear before production began and asked him, "Am I going to have some say about this show? Remember, I've been black the longest." The persistence of Rolle proved to be worth it as Good Times went on to be a hit. Here's why Esther Rolle left Good Times, then came back. When Good Times first hit the air, it became an immediate ratings success. With the rising popularity of the show, came the breakout of the sitcom's most popular character, J.J. Evans, played by Jimmy Walker. Known for his gleeful catchphrase, Dynamite, J.J. brought an element of humor to the show that many viewers enjoyed.
Aren't you glad you let your fingers do the walking? Cause you got kids and dynamite doing the talking.
But for some of his castmates, including TV mom and dad Esther Rolle and John Amos, his on-camera antics were a little less enjoyable. Good Times intended to be a show focused on parenting in a black household, incorporating a humorous twist to serious topics. But once producers got wind of how much audiences loved JJ, the focus became more about him and his shady escapades.
All right, reflection. Now hit the like and subscribe. But remember, everything over here is alleged. Now, a lot of the fans was actually saying that JJ, and we're gonna talk more about who was actually writing his parts, reflection. Okay, we're gonna talk about who was actually behind the scenes of this TV show that a lot of people grew to love. Okay, but as you heard, reflection, they started putting more light on JJ, and after their reflection, his role started getting a little strange.
That Stannis, who played the Evans children Michael and Thelma, were clearly on different paths than JJ in the show. With Michael having dreams of becoming a lawyer and Thelma a surgeon, jobless JJ, an aspiring artist, provided laughs with not as much substance. But the more the audiences laughed, the more the jokes were written for him. Roland Amos felt that Jimmy Walker's character in Good Times was pulling the show too far away from the family values it was supposed to be founded on. He's 18 and he doesn't work. He can't read or write. He doesn't think. The show didn't start out to be that. Little by little, with the help of the artists, I suppose, because they couldn't do that to me. They have made JJ more stupid and enlarged the role. Negative images have been slipped in on us through the character of the oldest child. I resent the imagery that says to black kids that you can make it by standing on the corner saying dynamite, Roll told Ebony magazine in 1975. She followed that up with, I did not agree to do a clown show for you to degrade young black men.
All right, reflection. So the mother was having a lot to say off camera, reflection, about his role. She didn't like how the black young man was being depicted, reflection. She didn't like that how he was being portrayed to the public, reflection. Okay, she obviously said that she didn't come on for a clown show. So what do you think she meant by that, reflection? They started saying, hey, we targeting this audience right here. When I get this big audience right here, this is what I want them to see. Remember, this is a vision. It tells you a vision. Okay, think about it. You don't want something, reflection. If you never knew about something, you wouldn't want it. How do you want something that you never knew about? Tell a vision. Okay, reflection, hit the like and subscribe button. We over here talking about that television. We are talking about the TV series Good Times.
Moments didn't have to be removed. She was convinced that there had to be a happy medium somewhere. Some members of the cast would even go make additional contributions to the script in order to maintain balance, reality, and keep the comedy in perspective. Amos, Roll, the writers, and the show's producers Norman Lear could not come to an agreement, and subsequently, John Amos was fired and would not appear in the fourth and ongoing seasons due to these, we'll call them, creative differences. In the series, James Evans was killed off in the beginning of the fourth season. Searching for better job opportunities in Mississippi, where he was preparing to move his family, he got into a fatal car accident. Season 4 opens with Florida, the family, and friends reading a letter containing the news of James's passing.
Killed in an automobile. My God.
This is the episode where we got the famous damn line from Florida Evans when she finally accepted that she could no longer hold in her grief.
Damn.
Moving forward in the fourth season, Florida Evans meets Carl Dixon.
All right, reflection, hit the like and subscribe button. They said, Tariq, what you over there wrapping gifts and shit? Mind your business, reflection. We over here talking about good times. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. So what do you think about that right there, reflection? What do you think about how they were starting to slowly change the characters? The more popular it got to a certain type of audience, the more the characters were being portrayed in not a positive light.
By Moses Gunn becomes Florida's new love interest. Esther did not like his character as she felt he did not align with who Florida Evans was and wasn't comfortable showing Florida moving on from James so fast. By the end of season 4, Esther Roll was completely dissatisfied with the show's direction and decided to leave Good Times. The series shows Florida Evans getting engaged to Carl despite his lung cancer diagnosis, and it's revealed in the beginning of the 5th season that she and Carl have married off screen and moved to Arizona. With Roland Amos being gone and leaving the family without a parental figure, Janet Dubois, who played the neighbor and family friend Willona, became the lead character, constantly checking in on the kids as they were now living alone. Still, producers knew that Good Times was missing something without Florida and James. Thus, in season 5, we are introduced to Penny Gordon Woods, an abused, abandoned girl played by Janet Jackson. They needed more of a maternal image from Janet, so we eventually see Willona adopt Penny.
All right, reflection. So we all know about Janet Jackson playing in this particular TV series. So what do you think about that, Reflection? What do you think about not only that they were slowly taking out the father out of the character? They took the father out, it was slowly weaning the mother to another exiting out because she ended up leaving because she didn't like the way the show was going. A lot of times, Reflection, we'll see these TV shows in, but we don't know it. Like, damn, I thought the TV show was doing good. I love the TV show. They were getting great ratings. Why did it end? Sometimes it's the behind the scenes stuff, Reflection.
By Moses Gunn, becomes Florida's new love interest. At this point, the show was bearable, but most fans wanted Esther Rolle and John Amos back. Despite the changes and production doing everything to retain the supporters to watch the show, ratings continued to drop during season 5. Before the 6th and final season of the show, producers realized that Esther Rolle and John Amos may have been right. With no Florida or James Evans, the show had lost its family element, and it may have cost them viewers. According to then Vice President of CBS Programming Steve Mills, we had lost the essence of the show. Without paternal guidance, the show slipped. Everything told us that. Our mail, our phone calls, our research. We felt we had to go back to the basics. Esther Rolle was then asked to come back to the show. She would return to the show as Florida Evans, but only under the conditions that she previously requested, which were to have JJ written more respectably, and of course with more money. She also requested that there be no mention of Carl Dixon moving forward. Upon Florida's return, her neighbor pulls her known publicly. She did say that all of Walker's funny moments didn't.
All right, Reflection. So she had some obligations, folks. She came back. She said, listen, I know I told you this show wasn't gonna be shit without me, didn't I? Didn't I tell you should have listened to greatness, baby? You should have listened to me. So, Reflection, she wasn't coming back. She had put her foot down, her good foot. You know, them shoes with just that half an inch heel on them, Reflection. Back when, that's when they wear them. Reflection, that half an inch heel. She set that motherfucker down and she told them, listen. Not only do you don't mention his name, quit put me on here like I'm a floozy baby. Like I just got over my husband 22 seconds ago and jumped on the next magic pole. Don't put me out there like that. I'm a wholesome woman. I'm not a hoe, but I'm a wholesome. It's a difference. It's a difference. She said I'm a wholesome woman, baby. Put some respect on my name. Put some respect on my name, and I can feel that reflection.
At the Florida's return, her neighbor.
Little malfunction. Hit the like and subscribe, but I'm finna get it together.
Florida's return, her neighbor pulls her aside and gives her a vague mention of her husband, and Florida simply shakes her head and smiles, indicating that Carl had not beaten his fight with cancer. There was only one other mention of him throughout the rest of the season, and Florida kept her surname Evans. It was never changed to Dixon. Despite Esther Rolle's return, and all of the changes brought about by the lead character's exits and comebacks, it wasn't enough to save the show. Unfortunately, things were too far gone and good times ended with season 6. In the series finale, The End of the Rainbow, each character gets a happy ending and moves out of the Chicago projects they resided in for the 5 years that we had gotten to know them. Good Times will always be remembered as a culture-shifting TV show, and without it, we wouldn't have so many other amazing black sitcoms. Esther Rolle stood strong in her values as an actress and as a black woman.
All right, Reflection, hit the like and subscribe button. She said, listen, I've been standing on business before T.I. son. Yes, she said before little tipster, she been standing on business. She ain't had nothing but a half inch of a fucking heel. Reflection, hit the like and subscribe button. We are over here talking about the original TV series, Good Times. Now, a lot of fans, I had to let y'all know about the original series because we just can't come in talking about the new shit on Netflix until y'all know about where they got this from, Reflection. And a lot of people feel like they were using this name again. Remember, nothing is new under the sun. The players change, but the game is still the same. They feel like that they were taking something that has already established a particular type of audience, allegedly, and they were pulling them into this particular TV series, Reflection. They said this shit ain't even got nothing to do with the original, baby. They said y'all in the 2.3 this shit, baby. Hold on, Reflection. Let me show you.
Let me just go ahead and say this. This show ain't got nothing to do with Good Times, okay? I used to watch Good Times. This right here is like the Boondocks meet Baby Kids, okay? And yes, there are some elements that's funny. For me, it's kind of tacky. Like, personally, I was looking forward to, I don't know, like when I heard it was a Good Times animated version, progressive version, okay? They use the word progressive, not us. So when you say that it's progressive, baby, what's progressive about this? I missed it. Anyway, It's all right. Like, it's not something that I'm like, oh my God, you need to watch. It was some parts that were funny, but to me, it's a bit much. Like, this is giving real baby kids meet Boondocks 2024 edition, okay? It's not giving good times. But if you want to check it out, it's now available on Netflix.
She said it's ghetto reflection. Yes, the guy that said that shit is ghetto. Ghetto, ghetto, hey, get me out the ghetto, ghetto. She said, baby, at the end of the season, a good times, baby, they had got out the ghetto. They had got out the ghetto, baby. They had got out the one way in and one way out. What is you taking them back to the ghetto? Ghetto. What you taking them back to the ghetto for, baby? That's the list and reflection. They just want to know.
If Florida Evans was my mother, I would call DCFS and run away from home. Because I'm almost convinced she was certifiably evil, and I've seen a lot of videos about narcissistic parents, and I'm pretty sure they were talking about Florida. Because over the course of this series, Florida made a string of decisions that kept this family stuck in the ghetto. One of those decisions being that she refused to get a job. One time, the family had to convince her that doing a commercial selling products was not lying. So Florida, is it not lying to invite your neighbor over for a birthday dinner when it's no one's birthday just because you think she's poor? And then you convince everybody in your family that this woman made a meatloaf out of dog food. Why would she waste her emergency dog food on you all? Of course, there was the entire Black Jesus debacle. And then there was the time after her husband James died or ran away from home to get away from her, where she met a man named Carl who was an atheist and apparently stood against everything she stood for. She still married this man and moved away and was gone from her children for an entire year, and then when she came back, she never mentioned Carl again.
Hit the like and subscribe, and we hear everybody's opinion over here, baby. Some people felt like she wasn't shit. Yes, they said, no, this ain't who we portraying, baby. She wasn't shit neither, T. Did you not hear what she said in episode 2, baby? When the boy was trying to tell him about the hair of wool, baby, she said, no, her Jesus is the one on that picture, baby, that she been seeing ever since she was a little girl. She said she don't know nothing about no hair of wool, baby. Put that fucking book up. What part of it is you reading? Is you reading the pages, allegedly, that they told out? Reflection, she said it. I didn't even say it.
The biggest problem with this is that it is called Good Times. It has nothing to do with that original show right there, other than they live in the projects and they're black. This is the kind of shit you get if you don't speak up for yourself. And you get black people doing it. Mm-hmm. You get black people brought into it thinking this is good to put out there. You know, the entertainment business, you know, we still see ourselves mostly for our hood stories, our struggle stories, and for our stereotypes. Things are changing, but those images are still what the rest of the world sees from us. This is going to go to Japan. This is going to go to Europe. Mm-hmm. This is what they're going to see, and this is what they're going to about us. And I know this because I've heard people tell me to my face, not to mention this has been done before. Eddie Murphy did this very same thing, and he did it a whole lot better. It was a show called The PJs. It was
The PJs was fantastic.
Yeah, it was so much more creativity going on with that. Yeah. The performances were better, the jokes were better, the stories were better. Back then, that's then. These days, I'm kind of tired of every show. We see it even with shows that are well-meaning, where the black father, the patriarch, we gotta talk like this. Your granddaddy teach you how to play pool like that? Well, come on over here and try to win some of this money so you can win. I'm tired of that shit too.
Well, maybe we should start doing that.
No, we shouldn't.
We should get a bigger following. I mean, that's what Hollywood wants, right?
Yeah. Well, he ain't getting it from me.
Unc said they got him fucked up, baby. He said, "What we gotta talk like this? What we gotta?" He said, "Baby, we don't. Who told y'all that our uncles and shit talk like that? Who told you our granddaddy talk like that? The only ones talk like that, baby, is the ones that sitting on that motherfucking couch and don't never get up, pissing all on themselves because they drunk and shit. Okay. I'm just saying, reflection, and that's maybe 1%." That's just 1%. Every family, they got their uncle or their great uncle, baby. But we don't know. Wait a minute. Slow down. What you saying? Because they want to know.
I need you to think about this from a writing perspective here. If a TV show is a direct spinoff of another show, but you're comfortable changing one of the characters' names, and more importantly, you're comfortable with switching the location from one city to another without ever addressing the fact that you moved, that means that the characters are essentially different people. Spinoffs are often done just so you can take advantage of an already established audience, but they're not actually continuing that story. Especially when you consider the fact that Esther Roll was given so much creative control, or at least was told she had creative control of Good Times. So clearly, this is not the same show.
Hit the like and subscribe button. Remember, a lot of people, they saying, listen, it was some diehard fans of Good Times, and they was really looking forward to this animated series, and they said this shit ain't got nothing to do with it. Y'all are culture vulture, and we don't give a damn if y'all are part of the culture. This was clickbait. That's what they said. They said it was clickbait, allegedly.
This is the Netflix reboot of the show Good Times. I think we need to boycott this one. My name is Brother Legend, and I'm here to raise your consciousness. This show is already problematic for so many reasons. I'm just going to give you 3 and keep it pushing. The first one is, how you going to have a show talking about black people and the black struggle and black families, and it's produced by 2 members of the Cauliflower Coalition? I've never seen Steph Curry's name in the credits before, but I feel like he's just there as a token. But this is something Seth MacFarlane is known to do. For those of you that don't know, Seth MacFarlane is the creator of Family Guy and The Cleveland Show. You can't find me one show about a white family with all black producers. But somehow, this guy has gotten away with 4 seasons of making fun of black stereotypes and black trauma. Not to mention, this is the voice actor of the father in the show, which is literally blackface. Aside from the stereotypes of obesity and promiscuous curvy women, the second reason it's problematic is because in the Good Times reboot, Seth MacFarlane once again adultifies a young black boy. The adultification of young black boys is the reason why they get longer sentences and more incarcerated. It's the reason they have a harder time in school and are more likely to be disciplined. But to Seth MacFarlane, this is funny somehow, because in Good Times, he's decided to include a drug-dealing baby in the show. And I can go into this a lot further, but I'm gonna keep it pushing, like I said. The last reason this is problematic is because it's literally the reason John Amos, the dad from the original Good Times, left the show. After 3 long seasons, John Amos left the show because he didn't like the direction of the character JJ. You know, the one whose catchphrase was dynamite. He felt the show was focusing too much on JJ's comedic antics at the expense of other important serious storylines. Additionally, Amos had concerns about the lack of diversity in the writing team and how the scripts portrayed African American characters. He believed that the white writers' perceptions of black family and black fatherhood did not align with his own experiences, and basically, it wasn't reflective of reality. And so here we are once again with the Good Times reboot with characters that aren't reflective of black reality, written by and executive produced by non-black people. If you want part 2, I can get into it. Let me know. One love.
Now there's something right there that fucked you up right there. You ain't know who was playing the daddy. Hey. They said, Tariq, that's Fat Albert. I'm just saying, you didn't know who was behind that. Just did your reflection. You see that look with them faces down there? Did you know who was behind it though? Do you know who was over there? Hey. Did you know reflection? I'm just saying.
I use often John Amos as an example. His character was killed off of Good Times for criticizing stereotypes and racism in the show scripts from Norman Lear's all-white writers' room. The whole time, John Amos was married to and had all these kids by a white woman? What? Somebody gotta help me understand. So I think I get it now. James never died on that. He just went home. This whole time I'm thinking James Evans died. Had JJ and Esther Rose in there talking about damn. He just went back to the crib.
Fucked you up, didn't the reflection? That television, something else, ain't it? Allegedly, it'll tell you a vision on a reflection. You have to know. If you don't know, then you won't know reflection. But you got to know. You got to do a little research. Now, we ain't saying nothing. Love who you want to love. Reflection. Love who you want to love, baby. But at the same time, listen, I'm just presenting the evidence. I'm just telling you shit that you might didn't know, baby. I'm just saying now. Now, the father did quit Good Times reflection because he didn't like the direct. He didn't like how it was portraying black men. Okay. And him and JJ at the time, they weren't too much, even though he was playing JJ father, allegedly they weren't too much older and younger than each other. They shit reflection. They could have been friends, baby. They could have been friends. I mean, literally, they were not that much older. He wasn't, JJ wasn't, who was older? The father, I think, but he wasn't that much older than him.
I was today years old when I found out that this guy wrote one-liners for this guy. JJ, y'all. Can y'all believe that David Letterman wrote the one-liners for JJ? Jimmy Walker, JJ, on Good Times. Dynamite! Dynamite! Yeah, a white man wrote the one-liners for this black man on Good Times. Ah, hey.
We just over here telling you shit that you might didn't know. We ain't saying nothing. We just telling you shit about Good Times that you might didn't know. You might didn't know this reflection. I'm just over here, just
It's very seldom I come across other people that agree that Flo was the real villain in Good Times. I don't see what people not seeing. She was the villain, bro. She was the villain. Like, did y'all watch the show? James Evans was one thing. He was mean. He might beat your ass. A lot of us have strict parents that might beat our ass. But Flo was a hater. Anytime they had some good luck, who shut the shit down? Flo. And that's why y'all stayed broke as long as y'all did. Y'all could have been out the ghetto when that Black Jesus painting was in the fucking house. When James lucked up while gambling. When they had the opportunity to do Vital Break. And she in the commercial, Vital Break. She don't know what the fuck she doing. She's all scary and stuff. Girl, stop. But it was okay when you left your family, when your husband died, and you got with that man and left your kids in the ghetto. So everybody, you can get out and we stuck here. Fuck out of my face.
They said they didn't like how that her character was being portrayed. Now, as you can see we looking at it from a fan, or I'm not a fan or nothing, but we're looking at it from a consumer's point of view reflection the whole time. Look at it. The whole time she's saying all these things, but behind the scenes, she was talking about the mother was talking about off of Good Times, this shit. She was getting her shit and get ready to leave neither, because baby, I didn't like it neither. I didn't want to be portrayed as a woman that left their kids in the ghetto. Yes, one way in, one way out, baby. She said she didn't know. She wasn't trying to even portray that. She wasn't trying to put that. They put that shit on her shoulders. That's why she got her shit and she left. She got a pocketbook, them half-inch heels, and she got the fuck on down reflection, because she wasn't with it neither.
It's a lot of controversy surrounding the Good Times reboot, so today we're going to talk about why people hate it. Quick backstory on Good Times: it first aired on CBS 50 years ago and was centered around the Evans family, a low-income black family that lived in the Chicago Cabrini Green housing projects and could never seem to catch a break. The premise of the show was to avoid the family from going on welfare as they dealt with issues like crime, gangs, racism, poverty. Nonetheless, the show was a hit and ended with the children achieving their goals and moving out the ghetto. Now fast forward to 2024, we have the reboot that centers around the Evans family 3 generations later. And you would think that since the show ended with them achieving their dreams, that the reboot would continue with that plot, but instead it's a regression. In the first episode, we meet the new generation of Evans who are still in the hood. Reggie, the dad, is a cab driver and his favorite meal is Spam and onions. The rest of the characters are a bunch of black stereotypes too, from one son who's a drug dealer to another who's dumb and repeating grades. And I say all that to say that it's not too many redeeming qualities in these characters for it to be a Good Times reboot. This is just my take though, so if you've seen it, comment your opinions below.
All right, reflection. This is somebody else that's saying they don't like how they were portraying black people in that particular TV series reflection. They said, why the baby gotta sell drugs? He ain't even off the fucking the training pot. He's still in diapers and shit. Training pants, baby. Training pants over there with a what you call it, a pacifier in his mouth right now, over there asking motherfucker where his graham crackers and apple juice at. And you got him over here with a 20 sack on the side of his pull-up, baby. We can't have that. Talking about he got a drink in his milk bottle. Yes, he got a chain on his fake finna break out his neck and shit. Cause he's sensitive. He new to the earth, baby. He can't be having them fake ass chains. So you know it ain't real. They in the projects. They in one way in, one way out. Listen, reflection. Don't judge. Don't judge. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
If I were to do a television show, I'd make 90 times the amount of money I could make on the stage. And I won't have to do half the work. Because I've got an engineer to see that my voice is right. I got a lighting person to keep up with where my lights are. And somebody is marking the floor every minute of the way to say, stand right here, stand right there. So what do you have to do? You have very few words to learn. You learn your little, in a play, you've got a whole script to learn. And once the curtain goes up, there is no technician helping you. No one can help you. What your audience sees is what you get. Therefore, it has a different... I think it's also more satisfying to the audience than television. I'm sure it is to the artist, but I think the audience enjoys it more. They feel they've had a touch of reality when they see a stage play.
Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, reflection. Okay, that was her view take on her telling you basically it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work into what we see on this television. She said on the particular set of Good Times, reflection, what you see is what you get. They were really putting in a lot of talent. Okay, think about now this animated TV series. Yes, it takes a lot to hey back in the background. We don't even talk like that, baby. Back in the background, my uncle don't talk like that, babe. Oh, Jesse don't talk like that. He's like subscribing. I'm just saying, reflection. He don't do your uncle be talk like that. Hey. Listen, don't get me started. But she was basically saying, reflection. It took a lot of work into their craft. It took a lot of work into what they were doing, and for somebody to come in the background and take their craft, something that they have worked very hard on, reflection, and turn it and portray it into something negative that is being portrayed to a group of people that look just like them, reflection, they went with this shit. They went with it, and I can understand it.
Y'all, so a couple of years ago, I remember hearing that Good Times was going to be rebooted as an animated series, but I hadn't heard anything more about it. Today, I decided to look it up, and lo and behold, yes, they are going to bring it to Netflix this year in 2023. It's going to be an animated series, okay? So it's brought to you by Norman Lear, Seth Curry, Seth MacFarlane, and Carl Jones. It's going to be...
Okay, so that was very important. I wanted you to see the people who were behind this particular show, reflection. It was very important for you to know who is behind these shows that are portraying, who are projecting certain visions to you. All right, reflection?
I heard they were doing a Good Times animated reboot and I got excited. Then I saw the trailer and I got disgusted. After 10 seconds of watching this trailer, I knew that this wasn't it, and it only got worse from there. I'm not against reboots when they're done right. The original Good Times was so important to the Black community, and I thought that this could be a good way to present it to the current generation. I was wrong. It felt like they tried to cram every bad Black stereotype they could in this one trailer. It was so regressive. I had to double check what year it was. This series is executive produced by Steph Curry, Norman Lear, and Seth MacFarlane, and it might be too early to tell, but this just looks like a miss to me. The animation doesn't look all that good. It's not terrible, but it's also not very pleasing. The patriarch Reggie doesn't have the same energy as James did from the original show. I get that this is new, but when you use the same title, there's going to be comparisons. And I can see why the original actor John Amos no longer wanted to be part of the show, because it no longer has that good-hearted spirit. Then this OnlyFans joke about a young Black boy just feels wrong. People can say it's just jokes, but the over-sexualization of Black children is a real problem, and it's not funny. And this is a personal pet peeve of mine, but the Black Jesus joke just is tired. I just don't see how Black Jesus is funny. White Jesus is funnier to me. Then of course there's a drug dealing baby because they're trying to hit every stereotype target. Yeah, this is satire, but when there's harmful narratives, you have to ask yourself if this is doing any good or just perpetuating the problem. It's 2024, and there's so many different black perspectives to choose from, and this is what they chose. It's like they want our lives to be just one thing when we're so much more than that. When I watched the trailer, I thought that this looked like a Boondocks ripoff, and turns out that some of the same writers are working on this show. They could have made a whole new show and not have called it Good Times, because this feels nothing like that. I've only seen the trailer, I haven't seen the show, but at the same time, this is how they're presenting the story, and I have to base it off that. I wanted this to be good, but we can do so much better.
All right, Reflection, hit the like and subscribe button. These people, they on their ass, Reflection. They like, hold on, Steph Curry. I don't know what it was you called yourself was trying to do, but I think this was a miss. I think it was a miss. And again, Reflection, a lot of people are like, well, Tarethia, that's just a name. We feel like allegedly his name is only on there to target a certain type of people, Reflection. Now, that's just what the community is saying. Now, that's what them communities over there is saying, Reflection. I don't even know. I be at the crossroads. I don't know. I just be listening from north, south, east, and west. And I'm just telling you from the east and the south side, they are not fucking. They not fucking with Good Times. Not the new version. They said they buried it when they found out who was behind it. Hey. They was like, no, this is bad. This is bad for the community.
I will honestly say, I don't remember ever speaking a word to Esther the whole time she was there. I think the same basically goes for John. I mean, we talked.
John Amos, who played your father, yeah.
We've talked more now, a little bit, but very, very little. We were never friends. We never talked. If you said at that time, call Esther and ask her about, I wouldn't even have her number. I couldn't have called John. I wouldn't have had his number. We were never friends. We never spoke to each other, only on the set. That's the only time. We never, ever did anything together. Barbara Broglione was our PR girl for Tandem. And at that time, Merv Griffin was doing a lot of shows about, hey, we have the whole cast of MASH, or we have the whole cast of Happy Days here, and whatever. And they said, hey, you know what? We should get Good Times on to do their thing. He says, I can't get these people to sit in a room together, let alone in a show together. I could not tell you what Esther did. I could not tell you what John did. I knew nothing about him. I know nothing about him now. I know more about the camera people in here than I know.
Hit the like and subscribe button. If Slick discussed, I'm not saying that Reflection, but he made it very clear I don't fuck with them and they don't fuck with me. I got you, baby. If he was trying to say it in a very nice way, Reflection, I think that's what he's saying.
Is reporting that Netflix faces backlash after dropping the trailer for its animated remake of Good Times. A change.org petition looks to collect enough signatures to demand Netflix cancel the series altogether. It was an animated reboot produced by Steph Curry and Norman Lear and Seth MacFarlane. Norman Lear was the one who stole all his ideas from black creators in the 70s and made Good Times and the Jeffersons and all that. So yeah, it's basically all of the worst stereotypes for 2024.
So what you think about that, Reflection? Allegedly, these particular TV shows were stole from black writers. Reflection, did you know that? Because we heard who was behind it. Hey, I'm going to keep doing it because I want you to know. I want you to know, Reflection. Who uncle sound like that? Your uncle just sound like that, Reflection.
Protest. I'm cool with the petition. Like, why? What was the reason? What was the reason even? I think literally everybody is tired of seeing the same shit. Like, we've been seeing this shit for the totality of entertainment. Like, you couldn't think of nothing else. You couldn't be like, y'all could have did a reboot and was like, oh, the Jeffersons came into some money, or he inherited something from, a great auntie he didn't know about. They could have got money. Nah, you made them pouring into projects again. Why?
Locked up, they won't let them out. No, they won't let them out. They won't let them out. That fucking duplex reflection shit at the end of the sitcom. In the first good time they had got out that duplex, baby. They had got out that one way in, one way out. Is designed like that. So we're gonna talk about it in another video. We're gonna talk about is one way in and one way out. Allegedly for a reason. They told me on Mars the reason reflection. I'm gonna come back in a different video. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know. So, what do you think about? A lot of people have been signing a petition on www.changethatshit.org, baby. They're trying to get them signatures up because they are trying to take down Good Times, baby.
Listen. Please listen. Marijuana is a hell of a drug. Why? Just listen. Please listen. Let me blow y'all minds right quick. So I'm scrolling through Facebook, right, and I come across this picture from a old Good Time cast, right, and I'm blazed. But I'm trying to figure out one thing. How the fuck do these two niggas look damn near the same age, yo? I was thinking, like, how they look almost the same age. So I had to go do some research, right? Now, mind you, on the show, these two right here played father and son. Okay? Father and son. And when I went to go look up JJ, this motherfucker's 76. All right, cool. Then I go look up the father, and he 84. So then I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. 84 minus 76. All right, so you got 84 minus 76, and that's going to give you 8. So JJ was 17, and the father was 25. What the fuck? And to have him looking like this as a 25-year-old man, that motherfucker look like he already in his 40s. Look at his hairline, bruh. Like, yo, that just blew my whole fucking mind just now. I don't even know why that shit, I don't know. It just blew my goddamn mind, yo.
Yes, he was going through some things. They did. They had a good little makeup artist, baby. It looked like he fit that role well at 25, baby. That Hollywood tree was never on your side, was it, baby? Shit, reflection. Hit the like and subscribe button. We are over here talking about Good Times. Drop in the comments. Let me know, what do you think? Do you like the new revamped version of Good Times, or are you more onto the older original series of Good Times? And did you know, reflection, who was really behind those voices on that television? Okay, until next time.